Fernando Alonso is back. My name is Alex does F1 Stuff and welcome back to an F1 chat. This is episode number 23 or 24, I really cannot remember now, but we have a breaking news story. Fernando Alonso is to make a sensational return to Formula 1 with Renault in 2021. Now, this story was released 3 hours ago. It is currently 2:46 on Wednesday, the 8th of July. I've just got back from work not half an hour ago. Looked at my phone. There were no notifications this morning when I left. And then when I left work 4 hours later, this one had broken. I did tweet about this. Ooh, Twitter. Ooh, I do have a Twitter now. I'll pop a little link in the description or somewhere where you can go follow that. I do just tweet about anything, and I'm just currently replying to stuff and just trying to, get me out there a little bit. But anyway, regardless of that self-promotion, we are here to talk about the return of Fernando Alonso. So 20 months after waving goodbye to Formula 1, it's been confirmed that the double Formula 1 world champion Fernando Alonso will make a sensational return to racing with Renault for 2021, partnering Esteban Ocon. The Spaniard will become the first driver to have 3 separate stints with a single Formula 1 team, having raced for Renault in his championship years, finishing in 06, then in 08 and 09, and now from 2021 onwards. Renault did not reveal the length of the deal, but it is believed to run for 2 seasons, allowing Alonso to use his immense experience to help develop the Anglo-French team's challenger for F1's radical new rules in 2022. So, first things first, Alonso being back, is it really a good thing? Yes, it's an amazing name. Yes, it is Fernando Alonso returning to the sport. But it has been 2 years, 2 seasons, would have been or will be 3 seasons since he has raced in Formula 1. Has he lost his edge? Alonso has this incredible ability to propel a car that it just shouldn't be in the top reaches of the field, and he can propel it to be there, and he will make it there, and he will drag everything he bloody can out of that car. But is he still going to be able to do that? He'll be, I think he's 39 now, he'll be 40 next year. I don't know. Is he still going to be able to perform? It will be very interesting to see how he does against Esteban Ocon in 2021. But again, Renault this year, I don't know how good they're going to be this year, because then that's going to be how good they are in 2021, as frozen parts, etc, etc. So Alonso is definitely going to be keeping a keen eye on this year's Renault. Whether he's already got his little fingers in the pie or not, I'm not too sure as to whether he's got anything to do with this year's car or management or things like that, or whether it will just properly start from scratch from everything in 2021. We will have to wait and see. So it is a bold statement of intent from Renault, who were left without a star driver when Daniel Ricciardo announced he would be leaving the project at the end of the year for McLaren, and highlights their commitment to fighting back to the front. Yeah, they should. Renault is a manufacturer's team. They should be there. They should at least be consistently in the top 10. But the past few years, they haven't even yielded a podium at all. And you've had a resurgent McLaren who have had 2 podiums since their awful stint with Honda. You'd have to say that the Renault have had an equally, if not longer, period of time to get over the Lotus debt from 2016 onwards, and they haven't achieved as much glory as McLaren has. But we shall see what Alonso can do. The signing of Fernando Alonso is part of Group Renault's plan to continue its commitment to F1 and into the top of the field. His presence in our team is a formidable asset on the sporting level, but also for the brand to which he is very attached. The strength of the bond between him, the team, and the fans make him a natural choice. Natural choice? I don't think so. The only reason why they've gone for Alonso is because he's the only one, really, he's the sensible choice, because Zhao, unfortunately, doesn't have enough super license points to go up, nor does Lundgaard currently in the junior formulas. So their junior program isn't really working, and now they've brought in Alonso. Yeah, we'll wait and see. So Renault is my family, said Alonso. My fondest memories in Formula One are with my 2 World Championship titles, but I'm now looking ahead. It's a great source of pride, and with an immense emotion I'm returning to the team that gave me my chance at the start of my career, and which now gives me the opportunity to return to the highest level. I really hope they can, because imagine if we have Mercedes still at the top, say in 2022. We also have Red Bull at the top in 2022, and say if Renault get it right in 2022, just imagine that. We'll have Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso racing each other at the highest level. Oh, that would actually be incredible. To actually have properly competitive cars would... Oh, yes, we need that. We need that. In a storied career which has also included stints at McLaren and Ferrari, Alonso has not only won 2 World Championships, but he has also finished runner-up 3 times. His 32 victories placed him 6th on the all-time list, and he's also 6th all-time podium finishes with 97. Meanwhile, with 311 starts, only Rubens Barrichello 322 and Kimi Raikkonen 313 have been involved in more Grand Prix. It's great news that the 2-time Formula 1 World Champion Fernando Alonso will return to Formula 1 with Renault next year, said Chase Carey. He is an incredible talent and we can't wait to have him back on the grid. Wow. Fernando Alonso is back. So I'm going to draw my attention over to this analysis article here from Lawrence Barretto, which is just sort of, I think, explaining a little bit more, maybe kind of repeating. I haven't read this one yet, but I have read the article we've just gone over. Why Renault? It makes sense. There's no one else that wants him. I guess Alonso is still a bit bored, really, because if he didn't want to come back to Formula 1, he would have done a full-time season in IndyCar, because it was one of those weird things that he chose not to do that, but he will still run the Indy 500 this year. But he said that he wouldn't commit to an Indy 500 or an IndyCar full season. So I guess he's kind of always had his eyes on returning back to Formula 1, and he's just waited for the chance to return to a sensible team. But like I said in the previous section, whether Renault next year are actually going to be any good, he'll probably still be pootling around definitely in the top 10. Whether it will be in the lower reaches of the top 10 or in the higher reaches, possibly podiums. But if anyone can drag out a performance that is above the value of the car, it is definitely Fernando Alonso. Whether he can still do that, I do hope so, because it would be so good to see Renault back on the podium again. But I do not think they're going to be as good as this. This was probably Renault's peak, and I don't know if they're going to get any better. 2022, no one really knows. Even the people that work in the Formula 1 factories don't even know, because yes, you can go, oh wow, our car's performing like really well, we've definitely improved, but you don't know at all how much anyone else has improved. Whereas at least going from 19 to 20 or 20 to 21, you can kind of, the pecking order, and you know how much work you're putting in, how much work kind of other people are going to be putting in through development and things like that. But this year, 2022, is definitely, it's just throwing it all up in the air, really. I would still imagine we're going to have Mercedes at the top, maybe the big spenders, as they can slightly sneakily get around the pay gap, or the what's it called, the pay cap, not gap, the pay cap, or the spending cap, so they can just pump millions in now, or a little bit before the pay cap comes in. Then they can pump all of those millions in for the 2022 car and develop it as much as they like, and still get a bit more of a head start over people like Renault and McLaren and such. But I suppose the big question, will it work? Oh god, honestly, I want to say yes, because Alonso is great and all, but I think no. 2021, no, it won't. He'll push the car up, definitely in some races, I would imagine, but I don't think nothing special is going to come in 2021 for Renault and Alonso. Is it probably going to be better than his McLaren years? Definitely the Honda McLaren years, yes, it will be better. Will it be better than the McLaren Renault year, his 2018 year with Renault at McLaren? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, probably a little bit, but not a great deal. But I think that is it for today. I've spoken a little bit about Alonso and Renault and my sort of thoughts behind it all. I'm going to leave you guys there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video with whatever and whenever I decide to make it. I'll see you guys then.